Okay, I'm here today to show you how to make a snowman and a butterfly card. So this is the snowman card. Isn't he cute? So some of you may already have some supplies, but some of you may want to just recreate that. So I will tell you the different steps that I used. So my card base is a typical A2 size, which is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We always fold into the raised edge. Then I'm going to attach a layer that has been embossed with an embossing folder through some type of die cutting machine. There's many different types out there on the market. So we're going to create our little snowman before we attach the card base. So you should have, if you've gotten a packet, you should have 3 pieces of green that are the same size, a couple of hearts in case they got lost. You'll need a black marker, a brim for your hat, and this is just another punch that I used. And then I took a flower punch to make the little nose. So let's get started. We're going to cut a little bit off at the bottom of our snowman. There's no right or wrong amount. He's going to get attached right down here in the corner. And there's many types of adhesives that you can use. I personally like to use some type of wet glue. Tombow is my favorite. So I'm going to put that right down, even flush down here. Then I'm going to take one of these checkered pieces that I have and cut that round edge off, and just take my scissors and snip very close. Now when you take your finger and roll it, you can see it looks like fringe. You're going to do that to 2 pieces. Again, it doesn't matter how much you cut off. So I'm going to put one right across here. Well, let me put one going down first, I guess. Just a little bit of that Tombow. Kind of about right there. Then one going across. Then we need to put our nose on. So again, I just took this little flower. I'm going to cut a piece of it off. Again, there's no right or wrong way. This is probably the hardest part, to just get a little dab of glue, as you can see right there. This does dry clear, so if it spills over, it's fine. Now if you have a small punch, you could punch out your black pieces if you'd like. Three buttons. A Sharpie is the best if you have one, because it's permanent. So I might have just enough glue on the end of this. If I can get that on. So I'm going to put a little pop-up behind his head. Some of you have used these. There are all kinds of different names out there. dimensionals, pop-ups, whatever you have will work. We want this to come down just a little bit onto the scarf. Then I'm going to cut just below. I'm using the long way of this punch. And I got to put the little brim of this on. I'm leaving a little bit of that black. Trim this off. And then we're going to put the black on. Again, I'm just taking a little bit of wet glue. And you can decide how much of that pattern you would like to have show. There's no right or wrong. And I put a couple of pop-ups or dimensionals, whatever you call them. They just raised a little bit. They usually have a protective coating on them. You can find them in any store or online. I just want to make his eyes a little bit bigger than his mouth. Yeah, that looks better. Now I'm ready to put this. Let me get rid of all these little pieces out of your view. I'm ready to put this on the card. So again, I tend to use wet glue, especially if you've embossed, which is what this is called. Dry embossed, and you might have heard that term. It doesn't particularly care for the tape runners because it's difficult to get it into those crevices that is caused by embossing it. So we're going to put some blings in the center of our, you can see I'm just using my scissors. They are self-adhesive on the back. Once in a while you'll get one that doesn't glue very well. You can just use a little bit of wet glue for that. And I think I'll put the last one right there. I can see a snowflake. So there you have it. Cute, cute little snowman that you can send and cheer somebody up. Come the holidays, you have a head start. You can personalize it however you would like. Okay, so now we're going to make a beautiful butterfly card using the same type of elements. So July is usually my theme is Christmas in July. So I like to show people how you can use the same items, maybe different colors or whatever, to create multiple items. So in this particular case, again, I have my envelope. I do have an extra layer, so let's go over the parts. So again, this is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I did show you in the other video how to cut paper. And then I have a pink piece, which this pink is lighter than that one. I grabbed the wrong one. I continued to use it. To save layers, I punched out 2 butterflies, a larger one and a smaller one. And then you have one that's, probably can't see it, but it's like translucent. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is put our ribbon on. And I like to use what I call the cheating method. So I'm going to take a little bit of tape. You can use Scotch tape or a 2-way tape, whatever you have. And then I just slide this up through. It helps on the bulk of your card, so for mailing purposes, it keeps it a little bit lighter. So then I'm going to trim my tails. And then I'm going to put my words on. So you can either use this or a stamp if you don't have. So I'm going to center that so I have a nice pink border all the way around. It's hard to see, but there is a ridge here. I'm going to fold it in half. And like I said, you can either use a bone folder, a butter knife, or whatever you might have to turn this into a nice crispy fold. Now we're ready to put this on our card base. So again, I'm just putting some of that wet glue. And I want to center this again so I can have a nice white border all the way around. So the butterflies are just layered on top of each other. So with a little bit of glue, doesn't take much. I'm going to put this translucent one, which is the same size as the pink one. Just hold it there for a few seconds. Then put the little one, which you can see has been embossed. It just needs a drop. Let that sit there for a minute. Then another drop on the very back. You can position that wherever you like. And then we have some more of these little blings. I'm going to put one right in the middle of my butterfly. One right here. And one up here. And the purpose of doing that is to create this triangle, which is a visual for your eye. It just makes things a little bit more appealing. So let me bring in the cards again so you can see them. And I hope you enjoyed this class. If you have any questions, you can ask the facilitator and they can get them to me. Until that another opportunity, you take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.